This podcast consisted of Will Raynis, Eric Ventura, and John Burnup, and also Matt Sicilia. So this is weird. We don't know what to name it. This is a demo, I guess. So
What do we call it? Demo?
this is episode 0.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what we'll call it.
You didn't. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't want to.
I got a oh yeah.
Enjoy it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's okay.
Demo week.
I've never oh yeah before.
I know, that's the first time you hear you say oh.
You know what we gotta do?
not
We
recording.
gotta take John on a spiritual journey to scream from the mountaintop of.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just scream.
We're talking about I don't know what you guys are talking about. But,
Yeah, all I know is
we were
he said
talking
Darth
about.
Vader and then
We're
like,
talking about Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was asking him if I was addicted to Star Wars.
Oh shit.
What are Star Wars tattoos?
I was like, I don't know. I have tattoos.
Well, I mean, I have Kylo Ren statue.
I play the game. I watch all this stuff
I have
all
a
the time.
I have a
So I
Kylo
might
Ren
be
Lego and
You might
Might
be
be
slightly addicted. I don't think you're crazy addicted,
No,
but I
no.
feel like you're
I can live with
It's
that.
like you have a fucking Darth Vader dildo and fucking. I mean, unless you do. John!
it's
That would
like
hurt.
the Vader head is like that's what it
It's
is.
the fucking helmet. That's the
Why-
fucking
yeah,
best part. What do you
why-
mean?
It's like the rim.
Why would you even think that? Why would
That's
your
the worst
first
part
thought would be
to me also.
Darth
Unless it
Vader's
was a
helmet?
lightsaber. I mean, I have a lightsaber. Yeah.
Lightsabers?
Dude,
Yeah,
actually, do they have lightsabers?
Honestly,
Nah,
yeah,
man.
I have a couple
Yoda.
lightsabers.
Yoda's
You have to, right? Like,
Yoda's-
Yeah, oh, Yoda's.
No, I can't insert Yoda into my body.
Insert Yoda into my
What
body.
is it? That little loud
Yo,
next time?
that meme, no,
too cute.
that meme
He's
with
too much of a cute old
with
man.
him on his back, where it's like, ooh, you feel something down there?
Oh god.
Like it's just, he's so creepy in that movie.
Yeah, the original.
The puppet, yeah.
Episode
Yeah.
5.
It's supposed to be a crazy old man.
Was it five?
It's supposed to be.
Yeah, 5.
It's like borderline perverted though. It was weird.
He was very perverted. Also, did he eat a candy bar? If I'm corrected, like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gave him a
'Cause
candy
he
bar.
He was acting like a fucking
Pussy?
an ordinary.
No, like a creature, right? Like he was like,
he was
oh,
acting
thank
like
you.
a random like senile old man, just like hitting shit and stuff, and like.
Because I was saying that he's supposed to be like a crazy old man
Yeah,
because
'cause
he's
he-
on fucking what was it, Dagobah or whatever it's called.
But
Yeah.
then you go back to him in the prequels, and then all of a sudden he's just like
Yo,
badass,
oh my
like,
God, yes.
and then like.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
so
when he was in
see
his
that-
prime, but then he went into exile, and then that's when he became all crazy. Because that's when Luke met him.
Luke wasn't in
Yeah.
3, right?
No, Anakin was in 3. That's his
Anakin
father.
is 4, 5. Wait, I'm confusing myself.
Anakin's in all the movies.
Anakin is 1 to 3.
Anakin, yeah, it's technically
fucking
because he's
uncultured
Vader.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 1 to 6.
But yeah, Luke
Don't take
is.
that away from him.
Oh wait, no. Technically, Luke
And-
is in 3 because he was born.
I think that's
Oh,
all.
He was a baby,
that's
him and
I'm
Leia.
talking
Yeah.
about him like
Like being like old
like
and
being
shit. Yeah,
like old and
Wasn't
like
there
lightsaber.
a ghost?
yeah. Episode 4.
Vader?
That's when Luke was.
How was that again?
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like,
Like, after
because that's when
the
Obi-Wan was
they
old.
went back to the originals.
What?
and
I haven't watched
No,
it.
the
I
recent
feel
one.
like it just takes.
No,
I can't
No, the
separate
recent one, I
myself from
think
the
it was.
originals.
Yeah,
No, it
it's
was only
it's like a
before he died.
complete
Only-
different thing.
Because
I
you
feel
know
like that
when
it's
Kylo
Disney
Ren
did it
dies,
as like a cash grab to
and,
kind of
like,
like
it
sell
has,
the
like-
toys and shit like that. So like they can get a lot of.
Whatever the license agreement was probably up, and they had to make a movie. Just like
Yeah.
how Sony did with Fantastic Four. Like they were just about.
Yeah,
they
just to
had-
keep the
they
rights
had
and
to
shit.
Keep the rights.
Yeah.
He wasn't actually there.
That's
I know
also
Han-
true.
Han
But I feel like they
Solo
also
was back,
did
they
it-
have a Yoda.
I feel like because like George Lucas originally
I know Luke
started
was-
it to sell toys.
Yeah.
He did it to
They
sell
didn't
toys
have
to
the-
kids so he can get a shit ton
But
of
they
money,
went back to the
and then he made a
original
story
stuff
off of
and
it,
Anakin
and then it went
He's in the games.
went into this whole big
He's
fucking
in the
thing
Last Jedi.
because
Wait,
episode like Return of the Jedi, it originally was supposed to be that Vader dies and then Luke becomes Vader. And then he's like, I am Vader now. And then he's supposed to put on the helmet and then walk out into the distance. And then, because they wanted to do a little bit more darker thing, because it goes along with the story. But then George Lucas is like,
Yeah, that's like Kylo Ren.
I kind of want to sell toys, and
Those
if
George
and if
Lucas
Luke,
cuts,
yeah,
though.
yeah, and he's like, and if
Saving
Luke
the
goes evil, I
franchise.
can't. Yeah, but it's
I
like,
thought it was the best
but
one
if
ever.
Luke went evil, you would have a new
was
toy
at
to
least
sell.
the most
I was like, why
entertaining
weren't you
with
thinking
all
of
the
that,
fights.
motherfucker?
But I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah, I
well,
give
the
it
thing
that.
with
I
that
feel
is
like out of the three,
Darth
it's the best
Vader.
one.
Yeah.
Like you're
I didn't
only
know
gonna have
that.
one mask.
I just
Like it's just switching.
Yeah,
masks.
it's
You're
like,
not gonna
yeah.
see the same person. So like I feel like George Lucas was like, yeah, let's sell.
I'm not gonna
the
make a
same
double toy. Yeah.
with the face of a different person. Yeah.
No, it's just like it's like Luke's body with just a Vader helmet on it. That's all it is.
Like and
It's like it's like you could just take a Vader toy, take the helmet off of that, put it onto Luke's head.
I'm not gonna lie, and this is where it comes where you know most of them were high on cocaine when they were
It was
Did you
good.
see Rogue One?
Like
That's
they were
true.
drugged.
Carrie
Some-
Fisher was really fucking drugged up when she was on it.
And you can really see that
feel
in
like
the
they got
acting
left.
as well as like in the heart and soul of it, because like you can tell, but like
Oh, instead of blowing
with
up
this,
Instead
like,
of, like,
they're
dying.
sober, and something
Yeah.
feels
I feel
weird
like they
about
go,
it.
like,
It
in
doesn't
death.
feel Star Wars, and I think
It's because they're not on
also-
drugs.
Well, think about it. That brings out a character.
But like,
in a controlled setting, which they did. They had been.
yeah.
They didn't.
But I feel like they did it to like kind of ground themselves and like focus and be in the moment, you know? Because I feel like a lot of drugs do that. They like take you in the moment, like shrooms and stuff like that. Like they take you in the moment. That's why you feel really fucking like high. I feel it's because it's taking
Yeah, they're
you
still
like
doing another trill.
you're not in the
So we think it's gonna be like
Your mind's
facade
not
anymore.
wandering. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're in the filter present. Like you know exactly where you are at the exact time.
Have you
of-
played Knights of
of
the Old
exact
Republic?
Yeah.
But like the weird thing is you forget that.
Such a fun game.
It's so weird.
Because like this conversation, it's all great, and like obviously we have the benefit of recording now, but like I would have forgot this shit later on, like in my life. Like,
Yeah, that's also kind of want to record it too, because like we talk about a lot of like really like good significant shit sometimes. And I'm like, I forget
Listen, I'm
everything
trying to,
because
like,
I'm also smacked when I'm
Customer
fucking
support
talking.
here.
well,
Okay?
yeah,
it's
and
like-
and then you missed. I'm sorry,
Okay, so next topic.
You gave it head.
Oh yeah, okay, we got to go originally back to what we were talking about with the Christianity
back
and shit.
back
like
to
that.
It's a
have
dolphin.
you
You
guys,
fucked in the ass.
have you
Yeah.
guys heard of the Midnight Gospel? Obviously, I believe Matt has. Have you heard of John or Eric?
The Midnight Gospel.
Yeah, it's on
It was
Netflix.
that show that I was talking to you about. Duncan Trussell, he turned his podcast into that psychedelic show.
Amazing.
The guy with Adventure Time made it. Is that
It's
cartoon?
a psychedelic show.
Yeah, Pendleton
Oh,
Ward made it.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that
watch
cartoon.
Adventure Time. I'm on my episode like 5.
It's all, I think it's all on Netflix.
I watch it on Hulu. I got that premium.
Oh yeah,
I pay for the fucking. If I want something, I'll pay. I'll pick up hours.
yeah. You gotta
But-
fucking support your shit, you know.
I'm an expensive bitch. I got my soap.
He has child support. He is, you know.
Oh my gosh, I have so much shit to buy. I gotta buy my soap, my conditioner, my Scandalwood soap, my black spark. Like there's so much shit I gotta
Penis
do.
pump
I'm the
shoes.
same way. I need like a
Honestly
whole.
though,
kit
boy,
of
beer oil.
shit.
Maybe I can get some penis oil. I don't
Dude,
know. Like,
beard oil?
woo!
That
I
big
mean, I think
dick
that's-
rubbing oil.
But no, back to the original, the Midnight
Beard
Gospel.
oil.
There was a series in one of the episodes that
Nah, you don't have.
talked about how religion really
I
like
shaved
jump steps a lot
let
of
it grow out.
people's
I
spiritual
feel like it's good for
journey.
like him.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
it's
like,
nice.
When I grow it out a little bit,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
because I'm a Christian, I come from a Christian background.
So do
it's
I.
hard to
Like,
disfigure
like it's
my
rough, I feel
my
like.
true identity of
Everyone
Christ
kinda
and
keeps it, like-
loving that God is true and maybe He is the Spirit God, and that's what I think about. Like I still support like like Buddha, and Buddha's not really worship. Buddha's more acknowledgement, and I praise him and love.
Yeah,
him.
it's more like a school of thought
Yeah, like
in
please,
teachings.
Like, please allow me to be like or feel like the true yourself that you have.
Yeah,
that's
but
what they were talking about.
and also a lot of people don't understand that Christianity is just Judaism and Buddhism mixed together, because in the teachings that Jesus Christ, they're saying that the missing 12 years in his beginning years, he went to Tibet to fucking learn under the Buddhist traditions.
He is a Jew too.
And he is Jewish.
He is Jewish.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he was brought up from Jewish traditions, and a lot of Christianity is based off of root teachings from Jewish people.
Yeah.
So
That's what. And the funny thing.
And
is
then they're
Judaism
so
follows
separated-
from Christianity, and then Christianity follows from Islam, and it's just literally. And I did take a class on this and seeing.
yeah, they
Like,
all
the
stem
church-
from the
the
same
from
like
different timelines.
yeah. I feel if you trace it back far enough, they all trace back to Egypt. Like literally all religions trace back to Egypt
Well, and that's if you
with
believe,
all hermetic.
If you believe Egypt is actually like the first civilization, there's a lot of debate whether Mesopotamia or Egypt was actually.
I don't
Egypt,
think-
Egypt's so far advanced. There's no way
I
they
think-
were like sticks and stones.
I
you
think
know?
that Mesopotamia. I think that it's like more exaggerated of a time in between each time. I think that like to the ancient Greeks, ancient Egypt was still ancient Egypt.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like ancient
Nah,
Greek.
it's like the 70s
Yeah.
for us. Like, what do you mean, bro?
What?
It's like the 70s for us. Like, nah, just
Well,
Egypt,
also
bro.
wait, hold on. Egypt.
No,
hold on.
it's
also
like
because
that
Egypt
us-
was enclosed.
Ancient Rome to
Egypt
us.
was enclosed because they never let anyone in until they got invaded by
That's
Greece
true,
and
yeah,
Rome.
that's
Yeah.
So like that, their ancient was like, holy shit! Like these are pyramids. I've never seen these things before. Like
Yeah, they scouted it
knows?
out
Like,
and
yeah.
then went back and they came back, fucking
Fix
invaded,
my
took all
pants.
their shit. No, you do you. I
Everyone
don't
knows
give a
the
shit.
cats built
Dude,
Dude,
yeah,
about
dude,
this,
you're
okay,
right.
real quick though, about them sphinx though. Cats rule the world.
They built the
I feel-
pyramids.
They for real, like
They
actually.
I saw this.
Did you see the
There's
whole?
a theory. There's a
Is there actually a
that
theory?
was like,
Well, what's the
imagine
theory?
breaking your fucking
Cats built
bones
pyramids.
over building
That's
pyramids,
it? Like,
like,
there's
shit.
no-
That's
there's
why
no-
there's a sphinx.
Oh, alright.
It's just like nobody
Some
knows.
guy
And it's
tried
like,
to
what the
Sphinx.
fuck, man? It's like my life is just wasted.
All right, I thought you had like a whole scheme
That's
where like
fucked up.
cats like were
Yeah.
No, I heard there's a
done.
theory
Roll,
that
like,
like
kills
there's
him,
actually
and there's,
cats
like,
that
some poor
built
slave that fucking
Cat
Yeah, they
monsters.
built it. It's like those
blood, sweat, and
motherfuckers.
tears, like,
Yeah.
built the pyramids.
It's like
maybe
my
the
body
pyramids are
is
just cat tears.
infused into every
died
brick.
on
in
that
I mean, it
that
came out
fucking head.
triangle, so I guess they're not
It's like,
like
yeah, you see that second layer,
What if
third
we're like-
brick right there? Yeah, that was me, motherfucker.
They're leopard
You see that stain? That's my blood.
cat people.
Because
Finger
they are
nails
drawn,
digging
like,
into the
onto,
side
like,
of the
the
thing,
pyramid
trying to place
and
it
they
down.
people.
How scary is Broadway cats in the movie?
I would
Dude,
never
I'm
watch
so
that.
glad that they took it out. Like, I had to mix a song from that.
Honestly, we should just watch it.
Did they?
I think
There was
okay,
buttholes, yeah.
There was buttholes. There was actual
No
they digitized
way.
buttholes.
Yeah.
Cat buttholes.
Didn't they take it back to get it out or something like that? Didn't they edit it
The
out because a lot of
uncut- the
people
uncut-
complained?
Yeah, a lot of people did, but like
Yeah.
that
Furries
shit
were
spread like
probably-
wildfire. You can't unsee that.
Furries
Oh
were
yeah,
probably
there's still a
fucking
fucking
happy.
thing. Yeah.
Not
Furries
gonna
were
lie,
like jerking off.
Some
to that.
That shit's-
they really had them be looking thick. Like they literally like talk about
Some
like
thick cushions.
anime style like
Thick
drawing.
prosciutto.
Like,
Yo, they're
they had
cats.
no
It's the
business
Khajiit-
making them
it's
look
the
that
cat
good.
people we were talking about. That's who's gonna take over. The Khajiit are gonna take over in the future.
Not
Dude.
yet.
No way, the
We were talking
reptilians
about-
would.
We're talking about
I need to
how
talk to
all
you
these
about this. You'll
races
like
are
this.
gonna, like, all the animals are gonna like grow into humanoid forms, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be like Skyrim and all the different races. Like
Yeah,
the
let me talk to
Argonians
you.
and the Khajiit and shit like that.
Let me talk to you about this. So my theory is that Earth is kind of a hub for a bunch of different alien races that are at its base form. So like say birds, they're at its base form here, and they're gonna all evolve to try to see like what's the. It's like Earth is their survival of the fittest. Say like there's like a whole race that is like a whole cat race. That is kind of like human cat race, and then there's like a bird cat race, and a reptile. I mean, not bird cat race, like a bird human race, and then like.
I mean,
But you know what I mean, though. Like
No,
you know how like in
no, what you mean,
Skyrim,
but-
there's like lizard people and shit like that,
Yeah,
and then
no,
cat
no, no,
people.
yeah.
Like out in the universe, there's like legit things like that. But I feel like that they all saw Earth, wanted to take their basic genes, put it here, and then see like if they can all coincide together. Let's see what would evolve and be the dominant race, you know. And humans kind of evolved to the top, you know.
To take it a little bit step further, actually, there was some research in the fact that a lot of UFO sightings had a lot of Bigfoot sightings, and there's a thing that the UFOs drop Bigfoots as like their prisoners, like they're prisoners that they drop here in the wilderness because like that's all they do. So like that's not out of the far realm. Like there are theories.
Oh,
on the fact
so
that-
we're
that-
in
that-
prison.
No, not at all. No, they just
use Earth
drop
as
them
a
off.
prison.
Like it's an abandonment. Like basically like you're here now. Like have fun.
Oh shit.
But,
Maybe
but
they
the
won't,
thing
like,
the thing
well,
is though
it's
the
like-
thing is though is like.
But what if our
that's-
species is
that's
like
true.
that?
We could because we
What
could
if it's like the Red Dead Redemption?
we exactly we could have. Oh my god! Can you imagine?
I'm the only
Get
one
away
that's
from
alive.
me! Get away from me! Stop it! Like,
Yeah.
finding him was the funniest
Bro,
thing.
it's
like-
depressing. He tells you, he's like, kill me, and then you go to kill him, and he's like crying, like, no, no.
Yeah, he's like,
fuck?
what the fuck is going on?
Did you kill him?
I killed him, yeah.
Oh my god!
So double barrel.
Yeah,
What
like,
if you
fucking
don't kill him?
I like
Like,
it, shit.
what if you don't kill him? Like,
He just sits there, but like I'm saying, like he tells you to kill him, and then you go to kill him, and then he like cries about it.
Yeah, you know,
And it's like
'cause,
you just told me to do this,
shut
and
the
now I'm
fuck up.
depressed because of it.
It's a lot. It's like a tension thing. It's like
Yeah.
suicide
not gonna lie,
shit.
it probably fucked you up. You probably have some sort of like
Maybe that's why I'm fucked up. Because of
PTSD
the Red
about
Dead
it.
Maybe.
Redemption Sasquatch. He
There-
fucked my life up.
There are some
Oh, shit.
things that like some games that like you just don't come back from. Like
Oh,
you.
that's a fact.
Yeah, like imprints on your consciousness so much that it kind of like
I don't know. about
definitely
that,
gives you
to be honest.
PTSD.
I don't know.
It depends.
I
I
feel like
feel
it's like
like.
it's
you're
all
gonna tell me
fantasy.
you
Like,
didn't
Oh yeah, it's
think
all
about
fantasy.
committing suicide
I feel like it
so
teaches you a lot of
bad,
lessons,
like,
too.
NW3.
Like you know how like in
Dude, I
GTA,
feel
like you
like
kind of like
killing
get it out
suicide.
of
I
your
feel like
system
killing
so you don't do it in real
I
life.
was hacking up with some
I
fucking
played Modern
stripper
Warfare
with a
2.
hatchet.
I
And
played that
not
mission
gonna
over
lie,
and
I was
over
like,
again.
this
That
feels
fucking
nice.
like,
Like I was
fuck
like,
Yeah, like you
But-
get
but I'm
your
not gonna go
aggression
do it.
out. Yeah, it's like I'm not gonna do that in
I would,
real
like,
life,
piss
but I will do it in
my
a
eye.
simulation.
of course.
It's like
yeah.
there's no
With
consequences in there.
consequences?
Kill
I mean,
John
like,
Lennon.
I don't know if there's no consequences.
Maybe
Could you
like
imagine?
imagine. I thought when I was playing GTA as a kid, I kind of psyched myself out. I'm like, what if everybody I'm running over mindlessly, what if they all have families? And what if I'm impacting their lives in the video game and I don't even fucking know? Like, what if they're like programmed so much to a point that they just grow a consciousness of their own and they don't know that they're in a video game, but I do. And like, I'm technically God. And I'm like,
These are
and
some
I'm
really
like
retarded
forcing
people, then.
all this shit to
Dude, that's
happen.
like, imagine like Gary, like you're just spawning, like you're killing all these fucking.
You have no idea.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
That's
We
why-
don't know
that's
the
why
consequences
those
of our
Facebook
actions.
Videos of having them like with the Honeywood. I don't know if you guys watch that, but he'll be like, "Oh, welcome to Honeywood." He goes, "But my family's." He goes, "My family be starved for the winter," and like he gets all serious, like sad, depressing. Realize he doesn't have a family. His house burned down.
shit.
Like everything's wrong. He goes, "I'm gonna chop some wood," like, and it just gets reset, and it's like that could be the day-to-day life of like a sim character. Like,
Yeah.
but like also like Sims. Y'all play Sims? Y'all that just make people to die, like and
Yeah.
like that you're literally killing and torturing people. And we're
That's
okay
crazy.
and we're okay with that.
Yeah.
Like and that's okay, but we wouldn't do it in like real life unless you want
Have you
to.
seen
like,
Westworld?
It's
Westworld?
so
No, not at all.
fucking
What's
crazy,
Westworld?
dude.
Westworld. I don't know how the fuck to explain the whole story. It's actually kind of confusing.
It's like they made
But
a whole
they have-
civilization for robots
Yeah, they have like
as a
an
theme park.
amusement park of like
It's like Disneyland.
the West, like the Wild West, and like you could go there, you could be a bad guy and like shoot all the fucking like all the robots, but they're like they look like actual people, they act like actual people, they bleed and shit. So it's like still brutal. Like you could go there to like blow off steam and it's alright to like kill them and stuff.
It's like a real life simulation.
Yeah, it's like they can't hurt you, you can't hurt other people. But you could kill like they call them hosts, you can kill the host. So it's like
That's
kind of
crazy
the
as
same
fuck.
thing.
That's
They
real.
do that in real life
No, it's
actually
not
in the
real.
FBI.
It's a show.
Oh, it's a show. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean to be
No,
rude. I
no,
was
it's
like,
good.
I was like,
That'd be fucked up.
like,
Like, I'd try
like,
that.
I would love to
Yeah,
spin
but
little
they have
Clint
people like
Eastwood.
people go crazy because
That'd be
they're in
crazy.
there and they're like, or like the one guy goes crazy. I
They don't
guess.
know what's real. Like,
Yeah, it gets to the point where you like kill someone close to him because he like thinks they're fucking fake, and then you realize that.
Oh shit, dude,
Yeah.
that would be such a mind fuck up.
Right?
I would have to go in there alone. I would be like, dude, like I can't bring anybody else in there because that would definitely
Well,
probably
he was
happen to
doing
me.
that. He was like spending like the rest of his time in there, I guess, or whatever. And then that person went to find him, so they went in there.
Oh shit.
Oh no, you know what happened? She was in like another park or some shit. And then she like, I think she like fell into the water and eventually like went and like washed up on the other one. Or I don't even know, some weird shit like that.
Some weird
yeah, but it's
Either
like
way, she
writer
ended
shit.
away,
It's like,
yeah.
oh, they somehow fucking wispily went into that
Yeah.
area
That's kind
somehow.
of see, and that's the thing. Like, are we gonna really go to that point of technology and the fact that like
I mean, VR is
technology
kinda getting
increases
close.
like
I feel like
yeah,
definitely, probably.
Will Smith
Just
had
it's
it
because
right.
it's bound to happen, but I feel like that it's not gonna like take over the general consciousness of people. It's just like another alternative. It's like going to Disneyland. It's like you could involve and immerse yourself in there every day. People do it, but the general population don't.
understand why.
I don't either. But it's like some people
cool to
just
go
literally
once in a
have
while.
no
Yeah, it's
fucking
like,
life.
I've never been there. It'd be cool to go there.
You
'cause
know?
They do have like
Yeah.
the StarArs thing, the Harry Potter.
Star
thing,
Wars.
you know?
They have Epcot with the Golden Mile of literally like all different. I go for the culture. Plus,
Yeah,
also
that's
there's a
like Busch
fuck ton
Gardens. Have
of
you ever been to
animals.
Busch Gardens?
I've
But that's
never
a
been
good way to
Busch
learn,
Gardens,
It's
though.
kind of the same thing. They have like the different like countries and the different areas of the parks that you go through, and it's like they sell food. All the buildings look like old, like whatever cultural buildings they're.
Yeah.
But like,
But what if it's like a whitewash version of it? Like, you know, like it's all seen in the white man's eye of like what other countries look like at
I mean,
Disney.
yeah,
I
it's
feel
like
like a
an
lot of other
Americanized
countries
kind
look
of
at it like that.
like the whole thing, the whole thing with Disneyland and Disney World in general is fucked. Like what's his Walt Disney? I almost
Yeah,
forgot
he
this
hated
motherfucker's
Jews.
name. He hated Jews.
Yeah.
There's
He's a
reports
Nazi.
that he's frozen. There are sections that
Yeah, in the
employees
Pirates of the
can't
Caribbean
go to
thing.
where like. There's this video that I saw that this girl was like going through the dark tunnels of Disney, like she's
Yeah,
a
the
worker,
underground tunnel.
and like she literally like was escorted out everything, and, like some crazy shit because she's like that's where they keep the head, and I was like,
Yeah, probably.
It's
They
a
have
lot.
like a lot of like
fucking crazy.
like World War II Hitler fucking
say,
science shit
for
that they're
real,
probably
all
using
that-
as like
this
occupancy.
Jojo meat, the fucking German engineering. You know the German engineering.
I know what you
Germans,
mean.
when their
Dude.
bodies are just decked out in mech shit. And
Yeah.
it's just like,
That's where they're keeping Mecha Hitler, dude. They're keeping it underneath
shit.
Disney.
Bro.
Yo, it's
Wait,
Disney
what if
and
what if
Hitler
that's
mixed
where he-
together as a robot.
Wait, what if that's where Hitler escaped to? Everyone thinks Hitler went to Argentina. In Argentina.
Argentina,
Argentina.
bro. Gotta grab the Earl.
What if he went to Disney and
He's
he went,
living out his days underneath Disney,
Yeah.
bro.
And think about it, a lot of Nazi scientists and stuff did happen to go in their reports of the lookalikes in different countries, which possibly
That's
could
right.
that he spread out a bunch of lookalikes.
Yeah.
Because okay, do you guys want to really know something?
Yeah.
The Russians were the first ones to respond.
I don't want to.
The Russians were the first one to respond before the United States, the French, and all them could actually get to where Hitler's body was. And Russia did have a double.
So they
dealing.
claimed that shit before.
Think about it. All of a sudden, Hitler decided to attack Stalin out of nowhere. They were really good pals. Really thought things were going well. Mussolini as well. Next thing you know, Mussolini's dead. They didn't really give. They didn't care about him anyway.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Stalin is like, yeah, nah, like, let's change the body. Get Hitler out of there. Go to Disneyland. Like,
Great.
flood the United States.
Fucking go on the rides before opening hours.
Because I think
and then it
Walt
hits
Disney supported, like, there was some, like, legal things that he was like, yeah, no, like, that's right, like, Hitler's doing something. Like, there's gotta be.
I think that he
In our
did.
lives.
He was in contact with Hitler. I think I do remember.
I
It's
don't
like
think
I
Hitler
recall.
would go to Walt, like he would go to Disney. I feel like he would definitely flee the United States though, because why would you go to like the least amount? Like,
Hold on
you would
again.
stay in Germany.
Because you're right. Because I kind of want to do fact check this. Hopefully that this
He would
doesn't.
stay in Germany because I mean I don't think he would, but the smartest thing would do would go to the United States because like who would check there? Why would Hitler be in the United States? I don't
Like,
know.
my
hiding in
father
plain
said,
sight.
like, if you would escape to a prison, he would go, like, a mile
Walt
away.
Disney did
Because
not
everyone's
actually
thinking
design
about
the final
looking
version.
outside. You're trying
Yeah, it was some
most
other
people
dude.
try to get away from that. The cops are going to be looking for, like,
He's like he had the
10 bases,
idea,
so, like, stay
and
in
some
the
other
mile
guy drew
radius.
it.
I never
Yeah,
agreed
yeah.
with him
That's
on
what it
that.
was.
I was like, I don't think that's how
Or he
this
had like
works.
some
I
basic
mean,
drawn out ideas, and then he had
it's a
other
hideout.
people
Depends on the
elaborate on them
situation.
Yeah.
and make like
I
more
feel like
final
they're definitely gonna
versions.
spread out.
You know.
It goes from like
Yeah, yeah.
a mile and then like you spread out.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's like hours, they're definitely gonna be like, all right, maybe he's already this amount of time away. From us.
Exactly. Like, you're going to have to
But if it's
wait.
just like as soon right after you're escaping and like they're right behind your ass, like
They got sense. You're not... The thing
Unless
is,
you get like
you
under
get
some
lucky.
mud, like you're in the forest and you gotta be some like tree branches.
Yo,
and
that's
mud.
crazy. Walt
get
Disney made
You cover
propaganda
your
films for the
tracks,
U.S.
yeah.
government in World War II.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen that?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those. Donald Duck,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I seen that. I used to watch all that shit. They used to have a bunch of like a lot of racist shit on it too.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a
yeah.
bunch of those, and then that shit was
Like they have the black,
insane.
like literally, I just want you guys to like. There's a Walt Disney thing. I think of the Black Crows.
Yeah.
Where, like they're really wrong.
They're really
They're
racist.
supposed to be black.
The Dumbo
Yeah.
crows. I think that's what you're talking about, right? Or
I
like
think
some other version
it's
of it.
Like, it's like probably the first draft of them or something. But they were like.
I think there's
y'all
another-
down here, down south. Like they were supposed to be black.
I know what you're talking about. It's like a really old live action, like, you know how Space Jam was? It was like real life and cartoon.
I think so.
It was like some shit. It was like some shit like that. It was like old. It was like crows that were supposed to be from like those times.
Why haven't they upgraded the Fox
Walt
and the
Disney was an
Hound
FBI
on live
informant.
action?
I don't know.
I feel like
Maybe
that'd
it's
be
in
a
the
very
word.
sweet movie to have like live action.
I feel like they're probably trying to do all like the main ones first. You
Who
know?
fucking cares about the main ones? I want
Yeah, it's like how many times do we have to see the same fucking story? It's like why don't you just revamp all the ones like the
For what?
B-rated Disney movies that nobody sees?
Oh, like remaking.
Oh my
Like
god.
remaking
who
Disney
is-
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you know how like they keep doing the Lion King and Beauty
Yo,
and the
the
Beast.
live action shit.
Yeah, it's like why not do like he said the Fox and the Hound or something like that, or like
Yeah, that is
or like Robin Hood or something like with, like the
Oh, I don't think
the
you-
literal
that'd be
fox.
great. No, I wouldn't do Robin Hood.
I
would
feel
not
like
do
that would be
Robin Hood.
pretty-
Oh my god, that is a
I
cast
feel like-
disaster. Are you kidding me? You're complaining you're about a butthole of a cat, and you're gonna put a whole ass fucking fox?
I feel
Are
like
you
they would have to.
kidding
I
me?
feel like they would have to do it in a different way. You know, it would have to be a different art
Well,
style
then I mean,
because
well,
it's
then
only
why
it's
not
only
just redo it?
animals. You know.
Well, that's the problem. I don't think you would want to change the style of an old cartoon to fit modern era. That would just
Yeah, that is an oldie too.
No, like CGI type, like. Oh man, I don't know. Wait,
think about
like what if
think
they
about
make it like
CGI
you know like how they
boxes.
did Sonic and it was like Sonic and then it was
That's an
like
arcade game though. That they had full control to do that.
Actually, there's a lot of games that turn into movies.
Doom. Look at Doom, for example. It
Yeah.
went through a humanoid, and then they have this entire like 20-minute span of him in a cartoon because he's like hopped up on like some sort of gas.
Yeah.
Like,
Yo.
That movie was low key lit. I'm not gonna lie.
I honestly haven't seen that full movie. I saw
Sure.
like some of it, and then now you know that you religiously watched it with your cousin.
Used to religiously watch it.
Doom,
yes.
like the one with like Dwayne
With
the Rock.
yeah, we have religiously.
I need to
watched
watch that.
it. We
You
just
should.
thought it was. We mainly
It's
watched
the only
it.
good one. It's the only
Yeah,
good
that's
Doom
the
movie.
only good one.
No,
Why
we
was
mainly
mine-
watched it.
I cannot find anything with
There was
Hitler
a
and Walt
scene
Disney,
with,
by the way.
Titties and stuff.
So I was definitely making that shit up in some random shit.
What?
You know, when I was saying that Disney and Hitler.
I saw something
Well,
else.
Fucking
there
yeah.
is a thing where I heard where Walt, like Disney and Hitler had like a,
I just read on my phone after Crystal Knock or whatever it was called. After that happened, Disney like personally invited one of the like Nazi directors or whatever to Walt Disneyland
Don't
or
they
whatever.
have
Or
a
to his
res-
studios.
but they have a resort in Germany.
I don't know. I think there's Disneyland's all over the place now, but
No,
I don't
this
know
is
if it was
China,
back
it's in
then.
China.
Russia has
China,
one.
yeah.
there's one in Russia. No, there's not one in Russia.
I don't think they were allowed to have
No,
anything
they're
in
not
Russia.
allowed to have, no, they're not.
Yeah,
allowed to
Russia's
have.
still.
Yeah, because they're
Which Putin,
barbecue sauce.
once Putin
Yeah.
dies, there's gonna be
It's gonna be
we're gonna
That's
see
gonna be
another
another
fall
world.
of Russia,
That's gonna be another world, you're right.
where Russia's gonna
There's
collapse.
already a
as
lot of
country.
people not supporting him too. People are starting to be like, okay, we need someone else.
Well, they're starting to see.
Didn't that happen with the old Soviet Union though? Like some guy died and then it all
Stalin.
collapsed. Yeah.
Well, the thing with Stalin is he never elected. He was so paranoid. He always would kill his successors. Like he never really appointed one. He just kind of figured they would take care of it and immortalize them.
Yeah.
But the thing with Russia is like they need a strong leader. That's how they were born and raised. We were grown up on democracy, so we're gonna always have some sort of democracy system. Where China, they have a strong leader, but with a little bit of setbacks.
Yeah.
Russia, once Putin dies, they want democracy. They're
Yeah.
screaming democracy. They're
That's what they're gonna
tired
get.
of the rich having the rich, which is the exact same form because the government's controlling everything.
It's gonna
And,
be hard though because Russia's corrupt as fuck.
and that's the problem. Russia.
They're gonna have to flush out a lot of
Russia-
people.
And, yeah, and they had a democracy. They had a democracy once. It lasted 4 years.
Yeah.
It got shut down immediately, and then guess who they elected? A harsh dictator, which is what they need.
I was talking about like the Middle East with him and how you know they always try to get democracy going after like they get rid of like a brutal dictator, but like everybody's so corrupt that they always go straight for the dictator role, even when it's supposed to be a democracy.
Yeah.
And like none of the elections or anything really fucking matter.
Not at all, because it's all. That's why the Dictator movie is so fucking funny.
I've never
because
seen that
you
still.
should. Would you like me to
Really?
ruin it?
You
Would
need
you
to
like
watch
me to ruin
that.
it for you at the end? Because I was just gonna bring that point
You
out.
could, yeah.
Okay, so at the end they have democracy, but then everyone votes for the other guy, and then there's a tank literally just and like everyone. It's like that's exactly
Yeah, that's
how
what it
the
is.
world works. Like,
Yeah. It's like we all scream for change, but in the end, we all choose for the same shit over and over again. It's like the Matrix. It's like we went into. It's like in the movie. It's like everybody. It's like you could have went for utopia, but you couldn't handle it, so you wanted a shit life, and you went for the shit life because you went crazy.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like that's why people think that Earth is hell. It's because it's
Yeah,
like
I've thought about that.
it's like I feel like I have many theories on
This
like
is
Earth
like
being.
our like ascended to a better future.
Yeah.
We're suffering because we need to suffer, and we are put on Earth to suffer, in order to be enlightened.
It's like you go to Earth to learn a certain amount of like lessons, and then you come out on the other end, and it's like okay now
lucky,
it's
though,
like okay now you're okay to go to the next stage or something.
If you really want to think about it, that's like kind of enlightenment, where we're kind of always like Buddhists, always trapped and can't actually. There's many lifetimes, so maybe like.
But the thing is that enlightenment is only the first step. It's not the final thing. It's like everybody thinks that enlightenment is the first. It's like enlightenment only means it's the realization that there's more shit. You know, it's not like understanding life as full. It's just understanding that like
I think
there's more to
enlightenment
learn.
Maybe is your earthly domain of being trapped. If you really think about it, because like you're like
You're like
and
stuck
all
in
of a
your
sudden-
ego
and then,
and
like,
shit.
You're out and like all of your celestial stardust and stuff because like at the end of the day you can really think about it like God created me of course, but like I'm created of something which happens to also be the creation somewhere else, which also has to be creation of another fucking planet because in the all day we were all just a bunch of fucking atoms one day and then all we're all fucking like we're a generic code inside like some sort of Milky Way DNA strand.
Yeah, it's like we're bound to be base. Like, I feel like if there are aliens, there also would be a derivative of a human.
Really?
Because what else would... like, I mean, in this galaxy...
The right temperature, the right configuration of
Because they
objects.
said that, like... I feel like in this galaxy, if there would be another, like, life form, it would kind of have to be like us, because they would have to have... Because they have the same... Because, like, you know how, like, in one galaxy, it only has a certain amount of, like, molecules, is like nitrogen, whatever,
really
like,
say
you
it's
know,
like
all that.
us.
I don't. Well,
So everything in the universe would have to be comprised of those elements, and it would have to be a bunch of mixes of, like, those different things, you know?
You can't really say it's us because in this Earth we have a bunch of different species. It's
I'm not
just-
saying
would
us,
you
like,
think of-
legitimately to a T. I'm saying a different version of us. Like,
I
it's
wouldn't
like...
say in this
Also
galaxy.
just
It's like in it's like
different
say
form of
like we
language,
all
smart, like,
we
can
all
walk,
come from a
talk.
point, but we're all just different branches of that different point.
Oh, so you're basically talking about what's the thing? The ancestry fucking tree? Is that what they call branch tree?
Yeah, like an
Where we
ancestry
all-
family
where we all
trees.
stem from one dry branch, but we all derived from some sort of evolution trend.
Yeah, it's like we're humans of Earth, but there could be humans of Mars, but they'll be a little bit different
Like
because the
evolution,
atmosphere
But I was
is
gonna
different.
say, need to
You know?
keep in mind evolution because we came from like monkeys essentially. So if there's no monkeys somewhere else, then they're gonna be something else.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, because we just happen to be.
Like obviously it's a long.
It's like
line.
whatever is that universe's version of a sustainable thing of consciousness, that's what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
and that's what it's gonna be.
Which is crazy.
It's like we
Are
just
are
have
we
so
the
happen to
only
be
ones
come
who
from
have
monkeys.
consciousness?
What?
We the only ones that have consciousness? Clearly not if there's UFOs. But
Not
I'm
on
just
the.
saying, like,
What do you mean in the
yeah.
universe? Because we have all different forms of consciousness on Earth. It's like we have animals, all different forms of
but
animals.
just
like
our
we have
consciousness,
us.
like actual
being
like
able to
plants.
There's no one
trees.
else on Earth that could do this that we just
Yeah,
established
yeah.
right now. What we're doing right now.
But
there's
it's like a
nothing
different.
else.
I feel like it's a different version of consciousness. It's like we just. It's like we. It's like
It's
everything
definitely
has
different
consciousness,
versions.
but like we all show it in a different way. It's like we choose to build around us and create shit and think, but animals they kind of just like do their own thing,
They
and
do
then
it,
like
they have to
they have to
survive,
like
yeah.
make. They have to survive. They have to make an ecosystem that also benefits another animal, that benefits another animal, that
like
benefits
it's
another
naturally-
animal.
We
don't
It also
benefit
benefits
anything.
us.
Yeah, we don't
It's just
benefit
natural.
anything.
But the thing is that
That's just what
we
our-
have the power to benefit, but we don't. It's like they. It's
we
like
actually do benefit.
because like since we're conscious, we have like the control to be like, oh, I want to do this or I want to do that. It's like animals, they just do it. They're in their unconscious. It's like we have unconscious and conscious. You know, it's like how we just breathe. Yeah, it's like flight or flight. It's
You're
just
back
things
to
you
your
just
natural,
do.
Your natural
No, but I'm
animal
saying,
instinct
like,
of
how-
whether you're going to fight
saying
or
how
flight.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where we separate from the savage consciousness of
They
an
have their
animal.
own,
Yeah.
Of some sort of
Well, they have
non-conscious being
thinking.
to our separate of like, hey, like
Yeah,
not
philosophy
like
and like
free
thinking back and like
thinking
maybe I won't go
about it.
outside.
Unless they do, unless
maybe
they're
I'll stay home
No,
and
it's
eat.
a nice
Like,
day.
They have like a
Yeah, it's like, but a
very-
rabbit won't think of that.
Wait,
It's
wait,
like it's just gonna go outside, get food, and do whatever.
you don't see. I mean, like humans
No, it's
are
like
as
all
clueless as we are. We don't see anyone getting
Yeah,
trapped.
exactly.
I mean, rabbits go through the same motion, the same pattern each time.
It's like, oh no, like I
You want fucking burger?
I
Let's
mean,
go
but
get Burger
I
King,
mean,
like,
but
Sucks, like,
we have free will.
psychologically we kind of get trapped. We get stuck in circles.
And I think, and that's been increasing because we've been so civilized now. Because all we're doing is being in a wall, and we're not out in the
Yeah, we're in
elements
a
much.
bunch of we're in
Which
trapped
I'm
in
always
walls.
for going out, which was funny because before when I was doing alchemy,
Yeah.
when I was telling you about it, like I ended up like being stuck in a fucking rainstorm. I don't know if I told you.
Bro, we got
No, you
some-
didn't tell me.
Yeah, I was stuck in a rainstorm, like trying to
That was
like
crazy as fuck.
do this like drawing of like rain and water and stuff. I was like, all right, maybe I'll add a little storm too. Couldn't find a storm, need some books, but all of a sudden a rainstorm. And I was sitting there with like my like hands on the ground, and everything, just feeling like the crack of thunder, like heavy rain, and like all of a sudden it just stopped. got up and walked, and it was done. I was like, I literally got soaked for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, your power brought that.
Yeah,
it's like your
I was
energy
just like, okay.
and just your will. I've been doing a lot of practices like that. It's just like, but what? It's like you kind of like get in your own way subconsciously. I feel like anybody, you can literally do anything that you put your mind to. But like sometimes in the back of your mind, it's like you're always saying, "But what if I can't do this or I can't do this?" Because like you're basing it on a bunch of other shit that other people tell you.
Well, do you guys believe depression's real? Because like, do you guys actually think people are depressed?
I think there's different versions of depression. There's definitely situational he asked if depression's real. If I think depression's real.
I think real, but my best friend said no, so I was like,
I think it's real.
What certain people can handle and what certain people can't handle. Because like, I always think of this example to myself, and it's kind of like graphic. But if people that get like sexually assaulted by like family members when they're kids. Usually they grow up. Yeah, usually they grow up to get like fucked up and like schizophrenia and all that bullshit.
Yeah, it's because they're not dealing with the problems that they have in their head.
Yeah, but like some people can take that and like turn it into something good, and they'll like go like traveling around the country talking about it and spreading awareness. But like someone like us that just have like divorced parents can be like wrecked by it. They can fuck us up.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on the person's mind and how much they can handle.
Yeah.
That's good with the person. And I feel like it's also misinterpreted mostly these days. I feel like, I don't know.
There's definitely anxieties and stuff too, for sure. Depression in itself can be like different forms.
I feel like it's a bunch of different emotions being put together at once that just kind of like create a collective symptom. If you know what I mean.
What's your depression?
what
you guys do you all have depression? Because like,
I think
you want to go around the room and like we can all like tell like what
I'll say
depression is like, or at least similar to.
Yeah,
You can start, please.
I'll start. I'll say my side of what.
Don't.
Oh, I'll definitely. Yeah, I don't care.
Just don't. If you don't feel comfortable, that's completely fine.
Oh, dude, I'm all about talking about the lower sides of humanity and just like all the shitty parts.
We don't need to smoke and get in feels, bro. I'm sorry.
But okay. What my thing of depression is, I think it's either situational or chemical. It's like you either have a chemical imbalance in your brain, you actually need drugs to put you out of balance. But some people have situational depression. It's like when just life isn't going your way and you're just kind of like sad for that brief period of time, and it'll like work itself out, or like you have to go out of your way to fucking push through to change it, you know? So like I feel like that's two different forms of it, and a lot of people get fucked up because they think that their depression's chemical, but it's really just situational, and then they get put on these antidepressants, and then they get brain damage because they're not supposed to be on those chemicals, and they're adding a bunch of different chemicals they don't need, and it fucks them up. So
someone just said like these days there's a lot of people just kind of telling themselves that they have depression without actually getting diagnosed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like you're probably not actually, like you said, like just because you're like depressed because something happened, it doesn't mean you have depression.
Yeah, it's like
Everybody
you're
gets
sad.
depressed from stuff.
it's like that's not depression. It's like depression's like a bunch of stuff that's like built up in your mind and consciousness that like you're just kind of not really dealing with at first hand, and you're kind of it's like you'd rather lay in your bed and sleep than think of the stuff that's kind of happened to you collectively over the years. That's kind of, it's like dragging you down physically. It's like emotionally, it's just like dragging you down, and eventually it'll just physically drag you down, because I feel like everything that's on the inside kind of projects itself onto the outside. So
that's why drugs
like,
help.
Yeah,
I'm not even talking about like antidepressants, because like that didn't help me, but like the main reason I smoke weed is not to think about it and then like actually process it in a healthy way. Like maybe I'm not like going with a girl situation, like she's going through some shit, she hasn't been talking to me. I feel bad. What? Do you guys want to know something completely embarrassing that happened to me in high school?
What?
Yeah.
I was in gym class, and remember how my locker was always the fucking lowest one?
Yes.
Yeah, which is so fucking I was gonna say the R word, but I read something on Facebook.
The no word.
The no word. I was so angry at that because I was ripping out of my bag for my gym like supplies, and guess what was on the Velcro?
What?
Of that? I don't. It was. I think it was like my mom's bra, or for real. Like I was like, woo! Like I looked at it. I was like, I put it on there. I was like, yo, if I get caught, like this is gonna be like the laughing stock of like ever. And I was already a fucking clown.
Like, how would you? I don't know. Like,
I wouldn't know how to explain it, Eric. I wouldn't know. I put that shit
like,
so far in my locker, wrapped it up in my old shirt. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
That was such a very PTS moment. Like, that's when I was going back to, like, there was situational.
You could have been like, yo, this is like my girl's like bra, bro. You could be like, this is like.
Yeah, you could.
I wouldn't. Okay, nobody would have believed.
What do you mean?
Nobody would have believed me in high school. Yeah, I would have believed you. Well, the thing is, in high school, it's completely. Yeah, we won it. Well, that's what it was. It was high school. I didn't fucking.
Yeah, you're just in the middle of class.
I
You're
was
just
like,
chilling
good
there.
shit, bro. Like,
so
honestly,
fucking
I wouldn't have thought it was my girls. I would have told you right now, I am not that quick on my feet, and I wasn't back then.
I would have been like, yeah, it's like my girl. It's like I forgot that she, left it there for memory purposes.
Nope. I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't. I haven't.
Because they don't know it's your mother's. They don't know it's like just whatever your family member is. Bra.
Dude, listen. Nobody knew about that.
Could be like,
at
yo, it's
all.
mine.
Like,
It's mine. It's
was,
my bra.
It was. I wouldn't know what to do.
I would have been like, yo, it's my bra.
The thing is, I would have probably been. Somebody would have taken it.
No, it would
And
have been
like that's the problem because you know what's up.
I did too. Remember my.
You know what's up with people grabbing shit at Newfield, like, oh, let me see that, like, let me get that, like.
That's true.
Like, I just want to
put
like,
money.
If George found out.
I feel like it would have been weirder if it's like, yeah, it's my mom's bra. It's like, what the fuck you doing bringing my
Well, I wouldn't have said that.
It would have been less
Actually,
weirder.
I probably would because I'm a nice guy.
I feel like you would have been like...
I would have said, oh, it's my mom's
it's
bra.
my
Somehow
bra.
It was in the laundry,
bra.
like, this is no big deal. Like, I would have played it off cool, but inside, I'd be like, oh my god!
Yeah, I don't know. I
So
feel like that
embarrassed.
it's more like humbling just to like say the truth or whatever it is. It's like I'd rather look like a dumbass and like say the truth than like try to play it off cool. It's like who the fuck am I trying to impress?
If you did that in high school, you got eaten out alive and bullied. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
like you were too real for school because of that.
It's
it got
crazy.
hella quiet because of the fan. Like,
Yeah, that's a fact.
I feel
I was
like
thinking
I
about
was
that
just
too.
Like, I was like, wow, I'm pretty loud, but like this is the same volume I've been talking.
You just don't hear it.
That's just. But yeah,
It's like a weird-
You got eaten alive in high school if you were spitting truth and.
Yeah, and it's
Dude,
fucked
that's why
up.
I
It's because
didn't
everybody's sheep,
associate.
and then you're the only one that's like trying to like actually like
Well, because a lot-
speak the truth, and you just kind of get muffled out by like everybody
people
else.
were shitty in Newfield in high school.
Well, that too.
Yeah,
There's a lot
everybody
of
was just fucking stupid.
These artists are just.
What about
thieves.
rabies?
What about rabies there?
Rabies.
You know
Arby's
what was
and
the
rabies.
biggest shock of my life in the past couple of weeks, like years? The fact, not years, been like a year. The fact that rabies is not actually like vaccinated. Like we do not control rabies. Like I always thought.
Yeah, it's like if you get it,
rabies
you kind of like
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Like you literally, we have like if they catch it early enough, they might be able to save your
really?
life. But like the rabies aren't. We don't have a vaccination for rabies.
Damn, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, technically the
Don't
same with the
fuck
flu too. We don't have like a full
Well, yeah, we don't
vaccination
have
for it.
anything on it?
We only have like
Yeah.
kind of like
Just
partly.
heads up.
and apparently the office made it seem like it
Eat
was
cheese,
vaccinated,
don't fuck
but it was like why
Cheese.
It's just whack.
Cheese?
It's like
You have cat's piss in your face, bro.
I don't know. Vaccinations and shit are like a whole other.
I'm like fuck this
I
shit.
haven't had fast food in a while, actually.
I actually had Taco Bell.
I've
Yeah, I
had it-
cut out
I've
all.
had it
I
here
cut out
and
all
there.
fucking fast food.
I
Like
didn't
that.
feel good. Yeah,
Actually,
Yeah, it's
More
not like
recently, I've
after.
been starting till I feel it in my body.
Yeah, this quarantine, like, I feel like everyone's like, fast food's not really good.
It showed us that processed foods are really
I
bad
could
for us.
fucking smash down some fucking Wendy's at any point.
Oh, 100%. Wendy's always
No
smacks.
Only fries though. I only fast foods. I can
literally
only eat
had
fries.
Wendy's
John's got it
Fucking
right.
Nuggets, dude.
I had Wendy's
Only spicy nuggets though.
before I came here. I didn't even finish it. Like, I wasn't like...
I can't do it either.
I gotta get shot.
I can only eat like
That's
the only type
spicy
of fast
nuggets.
food that I would like eat is Chipotle. That
What?
was
Let's say fast
like
food,
Chipotle.
really.
I'll
You
eat.
like Chipotle?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Why?
Ever heard of Godoba?
I don't mind.
No.
Go to Godoba.
What is that?
A lot better.
I've been to a couple of alternatives like
They
Moe's
have, like,
and like
Cabo
I
Cabo
like
Fresh
Moe's
I've
a
been
lot
to.
better. Okay, so the ranking system is like Godobo, Cabo Fresh, Moe's, Chipotle. Just because I had Chipotle, then threw it all up because I was very... I believe I was... I don't know
They
if I
had
was
an E. coli
intoxicated
problem for
or
the
not.
longest time as well.
What?
They had E. coli in their shit for the longest time as well, in their meat.
I saw that there was a
That's
conspiracy
right.
about that like the other fast food people like planted
There's
like
my
E. coli into their meats because they were doing so good and they were going to undercut their business.
Bro, Chipotle
So they
started off
fucking-
as a single, like, private, tiny-ass fucking burrito shop out in California somewhere.
They all did. They, like
Yeah,
Burger
yeah,
King
yeah,
did
that's
too.
true,
McDonald's did too. It was like that
McDonald's-
one guy just flipping burgers.
Yeah.
And
Literally
then,
one
like,
guy too, and then
it was
all
awesome.
of a sudden, like,
Checkers was only like a
one
little box
person
on the
made a
side.
difference.
Yeah, it's still a little box.
You know,
There was that place. What's that place in
Voices
Colorado?
that's like
that
White
was
Castle.
exactly like Checkers.
got
Oh shit.
re-upgraded.
Oh really?
Maybe Riley's.
I thought it was
I
closing
don't
down.
know.
Turns out they're
We went there-
reopening.
we
Like
went
they
there
got
at
revamped. I was like, how the fuck are
And
you
yeah, you walk
living
up to
to
the
everything?
window,
Like
and
why
like,
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like,
actually
what the
go in,
fuck?
it's
You're the
outside.
only
Weird
one in
flex
Suffolk.
at a weird time.
Only one in Suffolk.
It might be right.
It was in
I don't
Surge,
remember the
and
name.
I thought it was
But
gonna
it
go out of
literally-
business
it was
during
just
COVID-19,
like
and it didn't. It got fucking vamped.
Maybe they were just waiting to pull their money into just like now's the time to like do all business reconstruction and shit like that.
I honestly don't remember. I feel like it was Rallies.
Rallies down south, Checkers is called Rallies.
What are you talking about? Harleys or whatever?
No, it's about like.
Do you remember the
we were in
place you went in
Colorado.
Colorado
It's
that
like a
was
Checkers
exactly like
type of
Checkers?
place. But like,
No,
Just like that little
Harley's
box
son.
that you walk up to and
I
like,
think
I know what you're talking about.
maybe Harleys.
It's
Talking about
the
Jack
junior
and
one where it's
no, it wasn't
Checkers?
Jackers.
Well, Rallies, Checkers down
No,
south is called
no,
Rallies.
It's
it-
not the
it's
Carl's.
not-
It's
it's
not.
Colorado.
not Carl's Junior.
I don't think it
whatever,
was
right?
Rally's.
That's not where we went.
He said Riley's. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know.
it is a Riley's. I don't fucking know. I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't think it was, but it was like similar to Checkers, but it wasn't Checkers or Rallies. It was
Was it
something
good?
different.
That's what I'm
It
saying.
was better than
I'm
Checkers.
trying to think.
Yeah, it was better.
Where
But it's
were
not
we?
saying much because
That's
Where
it's
were we?
Not really good.
Like where were we in
We were
Colorado?
like, would that be considered downtown?
Yeah, what day was this? What like
I don't
what happened
remember
this
the
day?
No.
Oh, were you talking about when we went to the
That
burger
one-
shop that we went to the fucking graffiti place?
No.
No, no.
Or is that a
no.
different place?
We're talking
No,
about that
not
one
that
place
place.
was one night where you like order from like the window.
Yeah, it's literally like Checkers. Like you don't go inside anything. You just stand outside. And
It's literally just
order
as
through the
small
window.
as Checkers. Right? It's like literally.
I don't
just-
think I ordered something from there. I
We
think
all went
that's
there
what-
though. We all.
Yeah, I
were
think
there.
Did
we
we?
actually ate there. Yeah.
We didn't eat there. We were in the car. We took it back or something. I don't know what.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying we actually got like all of us. Like
Yeah.
we had our dinner there.
Was this in the town when we drove in by like the IHOP?
It was definitely closer to the city. I feel like.
It was closer to like.
Like it was getting
Us.
more to the more populated areas, but it wasn't the city quite yet.
It wasn't close to us, but it wasn't close to their apartment. It was like in the middle.
That's
It
what
was,
I'm.
like, in
Yeah,
the
it's
city.
like.
Not in the city where we were like that one day. We went to the city.
Fuck, because I feel like that I remember it, but like it's really hazy. It's probably
I
because I
just
was
remember-
really fucking
Oh
fucked
yeah,
up.
bro.
Think about it.
But
We were smacked.
I don't remember this.
Dude, that whole trip we were smacked.
Bro, waking.
That
that
trip,
was
I
the
was so
best.
smacked.
Dude,
That
you
was
don't even know
the
how I
best.
felt walking into the dispensary, like by myself. The
Alright,
next
brother.
time, just like.
I'm gonna
That was
head
probably
out.
scary.
You're gonna head on that?
Yeah,
It was
I'm gonna
like-
make some mac and cheese.
God,
when I get
it's
home.
weird.
Oh shit.
Here you
Yo.
go. You